Now, let's move on. There's a fun story in The Australian today. Roger Cook has sought legal advice on delaying the WA election because it's going to avoid an anti-incumbent wave hitting him before Anthony Albanese, amid growing concerns that whoever goes to the polls first risks a backlash over the Prime Minister's waning popularity. But Albanese was very quick to water it down today.
I'll be campaigning for him, it must be said. And I'll be there next month with Roger, there at the opening of a new rail line. Look, the speculation around elections is something that has been, I've read in the August pages of our national tabloid, the date was going to be August 30, and then it was September, then it's December 7. What I've been focused on is governing.
What? What on earth? What was he saying? And clearly Roger Cook doesn't want to take the blame for an angry electorate. Oh, actually, we don't have that. Look, I've got to say, Freya, firstly, I don't think that anybody would want Albo campaigning for them the way that he's going. So I don't blame Roger Cook for going, what are you doing?
Though. These people are deluded.
Yeah, they're so deluded. I mean, you would worry. I mean, Western Australia is a Labor state right now, but you wouldn't want Albo out there, surely.
I mean, Labor's fall from grace over the last 3 years has been truly remarkable. The Liberals in WA were reduced to 2 seats at the last WA election. 2 seats out of 49 or something, or Labor has...
59.
59,
wow.
Even worse.
That's worse.
2 seats.
Labor's got 53 out of 59.
And now they are so disappointed, so disturbed at the direction of Labor, that even though they have the most overwhelming majority in the WA Parliament, they still need to look at any possible options to detach the state WA Labor brand from federal Labor. Yes. And that is spectacular. It's also spectacular when you consider Albo personally, the way the polls and the public have turned against him as a leader is incredible. He had one of the longest honeymoon periods of any Prime Minister in modern history. And then The Voice happened, and that was really the beginning of the end. And since then, it has just been one long downward spiral. So, yeah, Labor around the country should be extremely nervous.
That's it. And I remember the last West Australian election, it was during the COVID period. So you had Mark McGowan.
The state daddy.
State daddy. Actually makes me sick. I don't like that line at all. But there's something very wrong with state daddy. But, I remember that they didn't even want any federal Labor support. And they didn't need it because Mark McGowan was riding high on this popularity. But you wouldn't want to get Albo out there now, Holly. It would be a disaster for the brand.
Look, it would be. And WA has not traditionally been a stronghold federally for the Labor Party. But I think everyone's got to be really careful, though, because whilst people are hurting, the cost of living pressures, energy prices, there's a lot of pain in the electorate. We've got to be careful that we're not preempting that the bats are coming out. The thing that Albo is the master of is making people feel like, but he's trying so hard. He's still a good guy,
Yeah, but nice only takes you so far.
Yeah, but I just think we've got to be careful. Australians are very reluctant to vote out a first-term government, and I think no one really should get too carried away. That's just my word of warning. That, that there's going to be this sweeping revolt against Albo, because there is still a lot of people, he's just a househo that's done good, and look, he's doing everything he can, don't get me wrong, to diminish that. But, we just need to make sure that we're not setting it up with too high an expectation, because it is still going to be an almighty fight. And that is why every Australian, if they want to change the government, they've got to vote for the coalition government, because if they start to vote for a Teal or flirt with an independent or the Greens, they're going to end up with Albo Mark 2.
But I wonder why then, if the WA election is slated for March, well, why would Albo want to get this done early? Why would you want to go in as quickly as possible, do you think? I mean, he could go up until May, but if you were looking to do it earlier, what's the benefit of that?
I don't think they want to put their climate targets out. I don't think they want to put the budget with 10 years of 10 deficits ahead of it. I think there's so much bad news coming. I don't think they want to wait for that to actually roll out. And that's the danger danger. I think they are hoping for a Hail Mary with a rate cut.
Yes.
We just don't know that's going to happen.
Well, that's the thing. Economists say that it's very unlikely.
Look,
this is the thing.
The thing about economists, if you put 3 economists in a room, you're going to get 5 opinions.
Yes.
And this is the problem. No one knows where it's going to land,
No.
and they are desperately hoping for a rate cut. So
Well,
I just can't see them waiting for a budget and climate change.
All right. Well,
figures.
yeah, we'll wait and see.